Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here with Luke's RX-8 once again, and this video we're going to talk about the modding potential and future project plans we have with this maybe RX-8 or potentially a different RX-8. Ain't that right, Sean?
Yeah, we're gonna do it to one of them. Is it this one? Maybe, maybe not.
Either way, whether it's this RX-8 or a different RX-8, we're going to talk to you about the plans and ideas we have circulating in our heads that could happen to one of these cars. First thing we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about what's under this hood.
What's under here is a lot of plastic. It's hiding deep under there, basically in the middle of the car.
Way down in there.
You have a 2-rotor 13B Renesis motor. What those motors are known for is blowing up.
All that means nothing to me. This is the rotary man in the house. All I know is that it's Renaissance multi-side port, Mazda triangle. About my knowledge of rotaries.
And that's about all there is to them. And they blow up.
What we're talking about under here is, say this one or a future RX-8, a different one, becomes a project car. What can we put under the hood? Do we keep this?
I don't think we would. You have lots of options. This engine bay is about the size as what you get in a Miata. So basically anything that'll fit in a Miata will fit in here. You can throw in, I've seen J-Series V6s in Miatas. I've seen LS engines, obviously. You could probably fit a Coyote if you bulged the hood out a bit, or just said screw it and said no hood. That's also an option. 1J, 2J, RB, SR, all those Japanese engines.
He's naming all the engines I was gonna say. Side note, if you guys wanna see what a J-Series sounds like, this video right here. Basically, the gist of it is there's a lot of potential under the hood of this car. As Sean said, anything that fits in a Miata will basically fit in one of these things. And as you all know, anybody in the car community knows, Miatas have a lot of potential for different motors and equipment under the hood.
And a lot of people might be thinking, you know, so what? The thing is, you can pick these cars up. I looked today. In spring in Canada, car prices always go up for these nice cars. I've seen them for 3,500 bucks Canadian. They're dirt cheap, especially if you find one with an already blown motor. Someone's done the work for you.
And it's all about, like Sean said, in spring prices jump up. If you buy them at the right time, say if you bought one, I don't know, at the end of the season and then built it over the winter, you could get one for a killer deal.
Yeah, you could probably pick one up for $2,000, get a junkyard LS out of a truck, put a nice spicy cam in there, slap it in here, T56 trans, have a killer street car for the next season.
And if you think about it, Sean, how much do these cars weigh?
3,000 pounds, same as a C5 Corvette.
So imagine if you put a turbo V8 in this thing, how quick would that be?
It would move, and there's a lot of stuff you could take out of this car, like compared to even a Corvette or a Miata, to make it even lighter.
We could take these heavy seats out, because this one's power, this one's not, but these seats are heavy, they're leather, they're comfort seats. We could strip out the back. You could put in 2 racing seats, or just 1 racing seat, depending on what you want to do. You could strip out all this. You can put a sports steering wheel in here. Not that that's really going to matter depending on what you want to do. It's not going to save that much weight, and quite honestly, I'm not huge on the looks of a lot of sports steering wheels, but that's a topic for a whole other video. As Sean said, you could put a T56 transmission in here. It would be a killer weapon on the street. Let's start up front with mods we could do up front. Now, if you know me, if you know that car over there, I like my lights and I like my upgraded lights. So we could do a set of the Retrofit Source LED conversion lights here. We could do LED halos here, brighter bulbs, freshen up the headlight look here. For the wheels and tires, we could stick with maybe Michelin's, or how do we say it again? Riken tires. I can't get that wrong. I can't get that right. I've got it wrong a lot today. We could do a stickier Riken tire or a Michelin tire. We could do bigger wheels, maybe the same size wheel, depending on what we're doing with the car. We could do upgraded EBC brakes, because they're very good, speaking from experience. Again, staying in this corner of the car, or all 4 corners really. We could do coilovers. We could bring it to the ground if it's going to be a street car or a drift car. Either way, that would work. As I said before, opening up the interior here. All this in the back. We could strip the back seats out. We could strip the front seats out, put in some racing seats. Maybe put in a sports steering wheel, depending on what we want to do. Back here, obviously with the coilovers, it'll be much lower to the ground, so that'll be a much nicer look. Should we modify these? I don't know if I would modify them.
Yeah, I think those are good the way they are.
I would keep those. Maybe depending on what we're gonna do, we could debadge the back of it here. Again, we could put a different front and rear bumper on it, side skirts. I know Veilside makes kits for these cars. Maybe put a Veilside wing on it back here.
Yeah, being as this is really a Japanese tuner car, there's all kinds of mod support for whatever you want to do. There's wheels, tires, suspension, body, engine,
there's huge
everything.
mod support for what you want to do to this car. Different exhaust, obviously, but that's kind of standard issue on any build, really. Is you do a modified exhaust. Maybe stick with the triangle theme. We could do some sort of triangle theme with this car. That would be a lot of fun.
Just do a whole triangle wrap.
Yeah, actually, that would be sick if you did a triangle wrap.
Write that down.
Yeah, I'll write that down on the phone right now. All right, guys, now you join us inside the beautiful RX-8, and what we're going to talk about in here is the purposes that we could build this car for. And what I mean by that is it going to be a drift car? Is it going to be just a really cool street car? What is it going to be? Yeah, or let's rule out what it probably wouldn't be.
Won't be a show car.
Won't be an overlander.
Won't be an overlander, won't be an off-roader.
We're not doing a safari build, although I would like to do one, not with this.
I won't say we're not doing a safari build.
No, not on this car.
Not on this specific car, no.
Safari build is 100% happening on some car at some point. Probably none of the cars we own right now, though, I'll say that. I think, at least in my mind, what I could see this being is a drift car or just a really, really capable track car.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same thing, but very different.
What I would probably turn it into is a half street, half track car with drifting capabilities. So I'd probably put in an angle kit on the front that allows you to do adjustable angles so that you can kind of have like a street setup and a drift setup.
Yeah.
Swap out to sport seats and a different steering wheel, you know, so you could sit a little lower in the car, have the steering wheel a little closer to you. Take the back seats out and put in a half cage.
That'd be cool.
And yeah, honestly, that would probably be it for interior. Coils, full suspension, engine, obviously.
The only thing that discounts this particular car as a track car is if there's an actual serious track car, is the sunroof.
You can just, if I was gonna go full serious track car though, you can remove it and just put a piece of metal on top. Now,
but personally for me, I love sunroof, so even if it was a track car, I would keep this because I like it. I mean, obviously, like the Bonneville has a sunroof and the Celica has a sunroof. Now, I wasn't trying to do that. It just kind of turned out that they were both sunroofs. But I really like having a sunroof. You're a bit tall, or your proportions are a little bit different than mine, so the sunroof doesn't always work for you.
I don't mind a sunroof as long as I can fit in the car and if it's a sports car with a helmet.
Yeah, I think I would just fit. You sit a little bit taller than me in cars.
Yeah, right now I have about an inch. So
yeah, so
I would be a little tight. I'd have to kind of get a bit of a lean going.
Because I would probably have to do a hair of a lean. You'd probably have to do a lot more of a lean.
Yeah, hence why I want to do just race seats bolted to the floor. Then it'd just be fine.
Lower it down into the car. Sean and I were just talking, guys. Look at this. Look how much space there is when all the doors are open up.
Yeah, it's crazy. One of these with no doors would be insane.
Now imagine one of these with no doors and all the boys in it.
Oh, that'd just be a time and a half.
Like you could put a driver and like you could put 4 of the boys in this thing.
Yeah, assuming you have 2 smaller boys, absolutely.
Which probably means I'm gonna be designated to back seat duty because I am one of the smaller boys. So hey Trevor, you can ride in the back with me. To wrap this video up, that's our little bit of, I guess, a project video of what we could do with this RX-8 or a particular RX-8 in the future, because I do think one of these cars would make an epic project car. I think you agree with that.
Absolutely. Fitment Industries actually has one on right now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, their build is it's coming along. Well, excited to see where that goes.
Fitment Industries, we need a wheel sponsor, so here's a free plug. Go check out Fitment Industries, as you do. As usual, guys, leave us a comment down below if you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other ideas or something we missed for the RX-8, let us know, because I'd love to hear it. As usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe,